This is literally the third time I have filmed this unhaul, and it better go up this time. What's up, you guys? My name is Jessie, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a book unhaul, and yeah, this is my third time filming it. I have a little bit of a stack of books to unhaul, no particular order, and I thought it'd be fun to show you before I, donate them or put them on Facebook to swap and stuff like that. Before we jump in this video, if you see one of these books, I'm not dissing your favorite author or book. I'm just saying I'm trying to make more room on my bookshelf because I need it. I'm lacking space. Also, some of these books I've read, some of these books I haven't read. They just didn't make the cut. The first set of books that I'm unhauling is the series of 50 Shades of Grey. Yes, I know. We don't have to talk about it. I loved these books when they first came out and the hype was unreal. I was totally one of those girls. And if you're one of those girls, no shame. Just saying. I just feel like as I've grown as a reader, I'm not into smut as much. I do like a good old steamy sex scene, but I actually like a little more depth in my stories. So I've read them, I've watched the movies, I'm ready to move on. The next one I have is Little Fires Everywhere. I read this one, I believe, over the summer. It was right before the Hulu series came out, and I wasn't a big fan of this one. I thought maybe the show would be a little bit better because I love Reese Witherspoon, and I think I watched the first episode and I was just like, I'm done. But yeah, this is just the paperback version. It was read once, and yeah, I'm not gonna reread it. The next one kind of pains me to unhaul it because it was my first arc from an author as a booktuber, and I kind of feel this emotional attachment to it, and so I feel bad unhauling it. But I read it last year. I thought it was just okay. I think I gave it 3 or 3.5 stars. So I'm not gonna feel guilty, but it is The Other Gloria. She actually reached out to me and asked me to review this for a Amazon review, and I told her, yeah, that's fine. And she sent me the matching bookmark and everything like that. So I thought this was kind of original, just kind of confusing. So yeah. The next one I'm going to be unhauling is Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman. I read this, I think, in August for our Jeopardy challenge in my book club, and I did not like this book. I gave it 2 stars. I just did not really enjoy this one. It had been on my shelf for the longest, and I think I had to read it because it was on my shelf the longest. So I didn't even want to read it. But obviously at some point I did want to read it because I purchased it. But I just did not like this one, so I'm hoping I can give it to someone else who would appreciate it more. The next one I was so excited to get. I saw someone post it on a swap group, and I was like, man, I've got to get my hands on this book. And I don't think it was released in the States yet. I think this was the UK edition before it was released to the States. But I have The Holiday by T.M. Logan. And this one just sounded so interesting. I think it has 3 or 4 families, and they're all vacationing together with their, their husbands and their children. And then our main character kind of finds out that her husband is cheating on her with one of her other best friends that's on the vacation. And then I think someone gets killed. I don't know. Sounded really good. I tried to read the first 50 pages and just was not interested. So hopefully someone else will be just as excited as I was. The next one is probably one of those books that I feel like everyone loves, but I personally did not like it, and it also got turned into a movie, and I have no plans to watch it. But it is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I know there's a lot of controversy going on with this author, but oh well. But I did not like this one. It had a lot of tropes in here that I personally don't like. I'm not going to reveal them because that's spoilers, but I didn't really enjoy this one. It had been on my TBR for the longest, and then I finally read it, and I wasn't impressed at all. So if anybody else wants this, The next one is one that I DNF'd. It is Mark Edwards' Here to Stay. I was really excited about this one because it was a book club pick, and it sounded really interesting. It has this guy named Elliot who is falling in love with this girl. He ends up marrying her super quick, and then something happens to the girl's family and they have to come stay with them as they're forming this new married life, and then their parents are super weird. It was just, I just couldn't get like past like how insta-lovey it was. I was just like, you've known each other for 4 days and you're getting married. Like, what the F? Like, no. And I just couldn't get past it. And the parents were weird, like not in an enjoyable way, and like the what the fuck is going on. So I DNF'd it. The next ones are actually probably my first like set of thrillers that I read, and I really enjoyed these. However, I know I'm not going to pick them up. I always reference them to as like beginner thriller books to read, and they're super short. But it's Sherry LaPena's The Couple Next Door and A Stranger in the House. I really enjoyed these. I think I gave them like 4 or 5 stars, and I found them to be really enjoyable. But as I'm growing more into like the dark, twisted thriller genre, I realized that these are not books I'm ever going to reread, but I do highly recommend them. And again, super short. So anyways, moving on. So an author that I've learned that is not for me last year is Ruth Ware. And I have In a Dark Wood by her, which I think this is her debut or like one of her very first books. And I've read One by One and Turn of the Key. I did not like either one. So I'm just not even going to try with this one. And I haven't heard this one's good either. So just saying. The next one I actually read as a NetGalley arc, and for some reason I picked up the physical copy. But this is Little Disasters by Sarah Vaughn, and this one sounded really good. However, I didn't like it. I felt like it wasn't truly that original, and I have no idea why I have the physical copy, but I have it on my Kindle still, so I'm going to give this one away. It's never been read. The next one I actually posted a video with this book in it, and it was my very first like try a chapter tag, and I got The Family by Lois Jensen. This one has very much like cult vibes to them, so I think someone else would enjoy this. I always like pick it up and put it right back down. I never like actually commit to reading this book. Yeah, I don't plan on picking it up. Sorry. The next one I have sounded really interesting. However, the first few chapters did not wow me, but it is Apartment 6 by Stuart James. This one has to do with a woman stuck in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend or husband, and then she meets this guy and they like instantly hit it off, and then he decides to take matter into his own hands to like help save her, but like, who the F is he? It sounds really interesting, but like the first chapters I was like, I'm so bored. I want to move on to something else. So finally, the last one that I would like to mention is probably the biggest book, and it pains me to like unhaul this one because it's a book of the month cover, and I don't know, it's just a big book. I don't know what it is about big books. I don't ever read them, but I never want to get rid of them. So whatever. But it is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. This is like almost 800 pages. And I think the only reason why I want to keep it is just because it's a book of the month, because I hardly ever get rid of my book of the months. But this one, I don't know. I feel like everyone says it's really good, and then like the last third of the book is just like, I don't want to read this one anymore. So if anyone is interested in this one, it's probably going to cost a fortune to ship it to you, but yeah. All right, guys, that is my book haul. Now, before you start going to the comments and, you know, asking questions on how you can get the copy, I am going to actually let my local friends go through these books first, just to let them have first dibs on it. And then after that, I'm actually going to be posting it in my online book club. I will leave a link down there. I don't run this book club, so I have no control over if you are allowed in. So I will leave the link down below. But like I said, I'm letting my friends and my family pick it first, and then I'm going to be posting in there for swaps, and then I will probably do little by little just so I'm not like overwhelmed with shipping. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really does help support my channel, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on another video. And of course, I will see you guys in another video. Bye.